Hello to everyone. Welcome to the video lesson again. As you know, I am Karimova Z, the teacher of the Tashkent State Agrarian University Languages Department. If you are ready to listen and watch, then I'll begin my lesson. As you know, there are a lot of problems around us. One of them is depending on nature. Today we'll talk about the problems of ecology and in grammar many much few little. So ecological problem is one of the global problems nowadays. So what is ecology? What does ecology mean? So the word ecology is composed of two Greek words, oix and logos. Oix means home or house, and logos is value. So, what is the reason of the ecological problems? Who is the cause of these problems? Ecology considers the problem of the relationship between man and environment. Specialists discuss these problems almost every day. You can watch on TV, on internet, and you can listen on the radio what happens around us. 4,000 years people lived in harmony with environment and it seemed to them that the resource of nature had no end or limit. For ancient time, nature has served to a man. It has given everything to him. For example, air to breathe, food to eat, wood for building, wood for building. So, but what is he doing with nature? With the Industrial Revolution, our negative influence on nature began to increase. This progress gave to birth to every serious problems, for example, poisoning of our planet, its land, its air, and its water. Every year, the atmosphere is polluted about 1,000 tons of industrial dust and other harmful substances. Big cities suffer from smog. Not only plants or factories pollute the air, but also the cars fumes, exhaust fumes do this. Cars with the engines have become the main sources of pollution in industrial countries. So damaging forests is also important problem nowadays. Vast forests are cut down in South America, in Africa, in Asia for the needs of industries in Europe and the USA. The loss of the forest upsets the world's oxygen balance. So, as a result, some species of animals, birds, fish, plants have disappeared and continue disappearing. Some of them have been written into the book of nature. We can save the world's oxygen by planting trees. Everybody should make his garden, his forest. Remember that trees absorb carbon dioxide from the air and release oxygen. So, killing animals is also important problem nowadays. People continue to kill animals to make fur coat. A lot of animals are killed for their furs. Some of these animals, such as the fox, are in danger of extinction. Every hour, some kinds of animals and plants die. Rivers and lakes dry on. One of them is, as you know, the Aral Sea. It has become much smaller due to man's activity. Uh, the next important problem is amount of litter. The amount of litter grows every day. We can see everywhere different kinds of litter, such as glass, plastic, paper, and other organic wastes. Of course, they are very harmful for our environment. We shouldn't throw such things to everywhere. By this way, we will head to our environment. There are special places to throw them. Earth is our home. The world around us is very wonderful. Especially Uzbekistan is very wonderful and beautiful country. Our aim is and should be to make it more beautiful, and we should preserve our environment for ourselves and for our future generation. Now pay attention to the grammar one: much, many, few, little, a lot of. So what are they? So many, much, a lot of in Russian много, but there are some differences between them. As you know, nouns are countable and uncountable, and a lot of is used with both of countable and uncountable nouns. For example, a lot of sweets, a lot of milk. So here, sweet is countable noun and milk is uncountable noun. So many is used with countable nouns. For example, many sweets, many teas. Here, sweets, teas in plural. Both of them are countable nouns. Much is used uncountable nouns. For example, much milk, much cheese. Here, both of milk and cheese are uncountable nouns. So little and few. We use little or a little with uncountable nouns, and few or a few is used with countable nouns. For example, a little or little juice, few or a few cucumbers. But there is some difference between with article and without article. When do we use them? So little, and few without article, mala, очень mala in Russian. For example, it isn't enough to do something. For example, we've got a little milk, so we need to go and buy some. Or very few people have watched this film. Here, there is little milk, but it isn't enough to do something. So there is few people, very few. For example, from 1,000 people, 15 or 20 people watch this film. But I am so sorry. A little with article, a little and a few, немного in Russian, and here there is something. There is a little or a few something to do. So enough to do something. For example, a little juice. Here it is enough to drink this juice, or a few cucumbers. It is enough to do some salads or other things. Here, examples for much or many and few and little. For example, we must eat many nuts. So here we use many. Nut is countable noun. That's why we use many. We must drink much water. Here, water is uncountable. That's why we use much. So here, few or little. We must eat few cakes. We must eat few cakes. We must eat very few cakes. It isn't enough for us. We must drink little cola. We must drink very little cola. It isn't enough to drink. So that's our lesson. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions or to get more information, you should address to this site dl.tdao.us. So be at home and do your lessons. By the next online lesson. Bye bye.
Olmadı mı?